and welcome back to this week's edition of the Summer Blitz of Two Coaches, One Grizz, right? We're getting into that light area of the sports calendar, right? So we're going to talk about a little Copa America. We're going to talk about a little offseason, draft intrigue with the NBA and let the coach emeritus, go off his rocker again. So, and then, we're gonna start off with the NFL training camp and the news that's coming out of those organizations and some interesting situations that are going on. But let's start here. Coach, how are you doing?
Good to be here. As always, thankful, praiseful that I am here another day. We're here together to be able to talk some more and be able to just enjoy another 45 minutes to an hour of discussing the finer things in sports.
The finer things.
Finer things.
The finer things.
Finer things.
Grizz, how we doing?
We're doing good. As you said, Summer Blitz. Not much here. Not much. I mean,
speed round.
We're here basically about to bring to order the Euro and the COPA. I mean, it's the state of the summer.
Yeah.
I mean, zero interest sometimes in the game of soccer, but hey, every couple years you get a couple tournaments, couple countries. Cool.
Moving along. And then we got our esteemed producer, Anthony A.C. Carabata, on the ones and twos, making sure that this esteemed production, keeps going. So let's jump right into it. We have some NFL updates and insights on training camp. We're going to start off with some news with Dak Prescott's condition. Do we have...
He doesn't have a condition. He's been in a walking boot, et cetera, just because of his ankle.
That would be a condition, sir.
But it's not a condition. It's a foot that he broke a couple of years ago that sometimes, it bothers him, it hurts, whatever's sore. So in order to take pressure off of it, he wears the boot. But honestly, I don't think there's anything too much to make such an ado about it.
Much ado about nothing?
Much ado about nothing.
Okay, well.
I think he's doing fine. I think he doesn't have an issue.
You think it's like a plant? You think they're planting some seeds in there in the media?
It's all precautionary. I think everybody jumps to conclusions and just is immediately saying, oh, he's hurt. There's nothing wrong with him. But he's been practicing every day. He's been doing fine.
All right, let's move on from the Cowgirls because whatever. Screw those guys. Now, what I do want to talk about is, did you guys see or have you seen the Hard Knocks offseason show on the Giants?
I haven't been watching that.
Okay, so
No,
let me run it down. I took.
I mean, it is your favorite team, so
I took it.
Of course, you would take great pride.
Well,
in watching
no, sir. No, sir. The first time I saw that,
filling us in,
I wigged out because that's kind of like an omen. You're on Hard Knocks. You don't. It's bye bye. I mean, look, there is no greater proof of that than what we saw last year. New York Jets are on there. Oh, they're going to be amazing. And their season lasted 4 snaps. And I think the only anomaly in this 20-year run of that show, 20-plus years, was the season before with the Detroit Lions, who made it to the NFC Championship game. Other than that, name me another team that was on there on Hard Knocks and had any sort of success.
So this is the new Madden cover team version.
You think so? I mean, I've always felt that way. Like, the last thing I wanted was my team in Hard Knocks.
No, yeah, the Hard Knocks has always been like a jinx for teams that are on it.
The only anomaly, sir, and again, this is purely anecdotal evidence of my 20-plus years of watching this as a football junkie. It has been the Detroit Lions, and you know what? And I think that is super cool. However, I did almost lose my crap watching that Hard Knocks offseason. So I'm like, why are they doing that? Like, you're giving them insight onto what you guys do in the offseason, and
everybody knows what they do, what everybody does in the offseason.
Well, but it's a lot more front office stuff, and it's super super interesting, right?
I think it was an anomaly, but it is the fact that it was Detroit, and they have already been so bad.
So you think they did the reverse kibosh?
They did the reverse kibosh, and what else could go wrong for that franchise?
The reverse kibosh.
They were winless a few years ago. They've been a doormat forever. I mean, what else?
And they will go back to being a doormat soon enough.
You know what? That is an amazing theory, and we're going to roll with that. You heard it here first on Two Coaches, One Grizz. The reverse kibosh. That is amazing.
The
Maybe
reverse
they
mush.
reverse your team's kibosh being what else can go wrong for you guys?
Well, we were going to get there because first episode, right off the hit, is, that we get more value when some certain other picks and Saquon Barkley. And I immediately almost took my remote and boomeranged it into the TV because they're of course, we all know Saquon Barkley is now the starting running back for the Philadelphia Eagles, right? The New York Football Giants' arch nemesis.
Which is always a great move to trade one of your better players to a team within your division. That's such a smart thing to do as well.
Right. And this is...
that way you get to face him twice and he's pissed off at you.
No, here's the thing, right? And this is what's just mind-boggling about the move, right? Before we go into what they were talking about in the episode. You trade him to your most hated rival other than the Cowboys. And you're making that bet in his face that like, oh, you got nothing left and we're not worried about trading you to that team.
Correct.
Which book it at this point. Write it in stone, type it out, put it on the wall, whatever you need to do. The guy's going to rush for about 500 yards on them in their 2 meetings this year.
Oh, no, not just rush, but he's going to catch.
He's going to do everything.
He's going to try to do everything.
So,
you might want to fade him the week after that because he's so tired.
For sure. But, you see them, the director of scouting, of pro scouting for the New York Giants is straight up telling the general manager, oh, look, this is who we got on the board, Josh Jacobs, all the other running backs that are available, and then finishes up and tells him to his face, but none of the backs that are available are as talented or as explosive as Saquon Barkley. So, of course, in the next couple episodes, I am probably going to get a new TV because I will probably end up throwing my remote through the TV when they finally actually show the inner workings of what goes on there. But yeah, you see him say, hey, it's smart for us to let you test the market here. Like, what are we doing? It's your only asset. It's the only guy that's going to keep you alive. And they pissed it away.
Listen, but it's okay, but you got to go back, and sometimes you have to go back and look at history, right? When the Dallas Cowboys were the Jimmy Johnson team, who did they trade away and pick up a zillion draft choices and rebuilt the Dallas Cowboys into the dynasty that they became?
All right, Coach, but did they do that? But did they get a zillion draft picks?
I mean, I don't know.
Did they get a zillion? They got a few.
Again,
let's look at this.
I think that.
Remember the trade that got Emmitt Smith?
No, he's talking about the Giants. He's talking about what the Giants.
Are we? And I'm not saying you are, but are we equivocating this? Like, is it the same value?
I'm not saying that, but again, what I'm trying to say is, perhaps by taking Saquon and getting more pieces,
addition by subtraction,
exactly, it helps them out. We will soon find out, and we'll see how this season
They're taking
goes.
a chance that he's washed up.
That's exactly what they're doing.
They're taking a chance that he's at the peak was already there and he's done. I disagree too because I think
I disagree with that. Was their thought process?
Oh.
Number one, their thought process is how much is he going to cost us for a running back? Okay, which again in the market
they don't want to pay
the market now is not
for an aging running back.
No, and running backs are not at the top of the market. Yeah. That's for sure. That's number one. Number two, getting more pieces at this time for him could be a smart move as a franchise.
Just not to your rival.
No, because 100%.
I don't see the rival giving you all the pieces you need. That's all.
I don't want to face a guy twice.
Dallas sent Herschel to Minnesota.
Right.
Far away.
Okay, well, and let's correct this. It was not a trade.
Did he sign as a free agent?
They signed as a free agent.
So they didn't walk. They weren't going to pay him the money. They were not going to pay him the money. Again, man, running backs are not worth what they're asking for anymore. Not in today's NFL. Plus, you've got guys.
You just got to move on.
Listen, you're drafting guys that are studs now. You really are. You're picking up guys that are becoming studs in one season. Right here in Miami. Look at the running back here in Miami. Look at the running back situation here in Miami. That kid, A-Chain, he's a horse. That guy's an animal. If he can stay healthy, get ready. That guy can take it to the house every time he touches it.
Now the problem with A-Chain is like he's super fast twitchy, and those guys tend to always, Ferraris, they break down all the time.
Right, but that's why
what does our coach do? He just buys a lot of cars.
Right.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
The garage is full. Oh, that one's not running? We'll get another one. Let's go.
No, I don't have to run.
And that's
It's not
the
that it's not
problem.
running, but I don't have to run it into the ground.
But I'm saying, like, not
I can
running.
keep it,
We got to switch it up. There's the day driver. We got the weekend driver. We got the convertible for, the special occasions. And, the Giants, it's the day of the one pony, as they say.
The one-trick pony.
The one-trick pony. It's over. You're going to have the one
thoroughbred.
You're going to have the one, one here, the Derrick Henrys, those guys that are like monsters that you're like, oh, I got it. But the majority of the league is...
Even Derrick comes out the field.
But I'm saying the majority is going to be committee. Exactly. You're going to have your third down specialist. I mean, it's sad. You're a Giants fan. I get it, bro. But sometimes, just let it go.
I still think their quarterback situation was horrible.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to do anything. You're not going to do anything with Daniel Jones.
And paying that guy $40 million, I think, was a huge mistake. That, I think, was a huge mistake.
Well, yeah, they showed him, and he. So here's the thing, right? Like, he stays in the facility over the offseason to rehab his knee, right? And yeah, he's on there. To the GM's credit, he does say, right, on the show, not to the camera, but talking with his staff, like, we didn't give that guy a chance last year because they didn't. That was a patchwork. I think one of the games they were playing against, who was it? Dolphins? Yeah, they were playing against the Dolphins, and they had 2 or 3 practice squad players starting on the line.
No, yeah, they were beat up last year. They were extremely beat up.
You can't give a guy a chance like that. Now, again, is he worth that much money? No, but you're not signing yourself up for any sort of chance when it comes to that with that type of offensive line.
So you like the show as a viewer,
I think it's cool because now it shows the front office side of things, right? Like, it's the off season for the actual sport on the field, but it's their in season when it comes to, building and running and managing the organization. In a alternate universe, like, that would be, I would love to have a profession in the front office. Like, I think that's super, it intrigues me how they do it, but right, it's also terrifying, right? When you're a front office exec, whether it's director, pro scouting, personnel, general manager, whatever the case is. Like, it is the definition of an inexact science, right? When to let go of players, when to sign them, when to keep them. Did we you want to let go a year early rather than a year late? Like, all of that trigonometry, amazing, exciting.
It's advanced calculus.
Intriguing, but terrifying as well, because you got a lot of smart people that have been in that position that have absolutely
and
positively failed.
And every day the regular Joe fan screams at the top of their lungs, "Man, I could do that. Yeah. Man, I know how to pick that guy. I know when to get rid of it." No, you don't. No. Shut your mouth.
Correct.
These people do this every day, whether you like it or not. Sometimes we disagree with their options or not, but their job is to try to win. Their job is to keep their jobs.
Correct.
That's the whole point. Some are just better at it than the others.
And another thing that I appreciated about that, right, is because they spent some time with the general manager, right, and he kind of talked about his path to getting that general manager job, and the average fan that doesn't know what it's like in organizations. I mean, that guy started his career driving around the country or whatever. He was a regional scout, and not making enough money to get lunch all the time. So his diet, right, when he started and as a scout, was just peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That's all he could afford. Driving for hours, eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
So maybe this is a way for people to see the inside and see that they're actually people.
But you could pick somebody else, not the Giants.
Well, it's your team. My team got screwed last year, so it's everybody's got to go through the screw job of the hard knocks.
I guess.
And that they're squeezing the off season, preseason.
Oh, they're making it a year-round situation.
We're squeezing this towel of reality TV. NFL rules 24/7, 365.
Yeah,
That's how we're going.
And here's the thing: at what point will we realize, or will we ever realize, did they squeeze all the juice out of that fruit? You don't think ever, right? I mean,
there's always an end game to everything. We're not there yet. You
don't think so? Yeah, I mean, I think 18 games is probably, that's all you're going to be able to squeeze out of that side of it.
I mean, 18. I think 18 is pushing.
18 now, then 15 years from now, when these monsters are even more monstrous, 20 games. Who knows?
I think that's a lot.
I think it's ridiculous, but I'm just saying it'll always be an option. There's always hey, what if we do this? I think I'm happy with the NFL as it is today. If this was the way it was going to be for the next 10, 15 years, I'm happy. I'm seeing scoring go up, defense when defense needs to be played, to make that final stop. I like how the NFL is right now. Are they going to keep, making little prods and changes?
And to make things even worse for you,
oh yeah,
the Giants are not favored in one game.
I
They're
know.
underdogs the whole season.
I knew that.
And they're over under 6.5.
Maybe they get Shadur Sanders number one overall next year or something like that. Who
God,
knows?
please, don't do that.
Bring Dion and crew over.
Now, interesting situation, right? We're staying in the same city. The Jets are going for it. Make or break.
Yeah.
19 days and they've flipped over almost every meaningful position on their roster.
Well, they needed to. They had to revamp.
And it all hinges on one ankle.
To be honest with you, it's the offensive line.
One
Achilles tendon. It all hinges on that. Let's hope that doesn't break again, or something else goes down. Because then, house of cards.
Well, here's the thing, right? You're getting Tyron Smith, right? Who we got our left tackle. But that dude's hasn't been able to stay healthy for the past few years. They're cashing their chips in there and hoping he stays on the field. I don't know, man. Now, here's the thing. I tend to side with Gil, right? I tend to side with Coach, and I think they're going to win the division this year. But after that, it's a wrap. Like that, you blow up whatever you got there, and you start over.
I mean, definitely they would have to find a quarterback. They got to find a quarterback.
They are on the record. The Jets are winning the division too?
I think they are winning the division this year.
Fantastic.
Oh wow.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
I love it.
The Grizz is just taking down.
Oh no, this is so much better than just
Gil
being the one.
I mean, that's purely
so much better.
You know that I'm
the underdog now. I love it.
You know that I look at sports in an objective manner when it comes to
I totally. This has nothing to do with
because I'm not a Jets fan necessarily.
And you could care less about the Jets. I know that for a fact. I'm saying.
Definitely not a Jets fan.
No, that makes it even better. It has nothing to do with Jet fans.
Gravy,
even better. Because I know what I'm dealing with if you're a Jet fan. I know how to deal with that person. No problem. It's not that I don't know what to deal with this. It just makes it funnier.
I mean, I don't know about funny. I'm just, pure basic.
Well, it's not
analysis.
funny to you. I don't care. It's funny to me.
It's funny to me.
All right,
buddy. I hear you. I understand.
This is a self-inflicted thing I'm talking about. It has nothing to do with you.
Anyway, all right. To close up the NFL segment here, NFL topic, we're going to start breaking down the divisions, doing our little previews. That's going to be fun, right? We're going to have some fun doing that. And
we've already got 1/8 of the divisions locked up.
Can't wait for the East, the AFC East.
We don't even need to talk about that already.
Oh, wow.
That's already wrapped up.
Wow.
That's already wrapped up.
Facetious, are we?
He's ready.
Dripping in sarcasm.
Woo!
Listen, he's a fan. It is what it is. I mean, what can I tell you?
Absolutely.
Anyway, segue. We're going to shift real hard from the turf to the hard court. Let's talk about the NBA offseason moves, right? Little draft potential situation here. And I'm going to give the floor to the guy to my left here because I know he wants to just go off. So, Coach.
Listen, I don't want to go off. Again, I am going to reiterate what I said last week, that Bronny James should have never been drafted. He's a kid that can come in as a free agent, and he can score 4 points in the summer league, and it's not a problem. But when you come in with a fanfare that he had, when you have the second round of the NBA draft on TV just so you could see him get drafted, you put him in an unenvious position. You put him in a position where he has to show some type of ability. He has to be successful. And he can't, he's just not. He's not that good. He really is not. Now, the other guy that they drafted, he's going to be a stud. That kid's a player. He scored the next night that they played after Bronny had his amazing 4 points. He couldn't even hit a free throw. That kid scored 12. And he is going to be the guy that they need to build around, to be honest with you. That's the guy they need to find a way to
build
put
around
in.
is a strong phrase.
I'm telling you, he's the kid that I'm not saying build around, but again, you got Anthony Davis. He's the guy that's going to play more minutes and be more impactful than Bronny will ever be.
Well, there's that. Grizz?
I'm sorry, I was nodding off. I couldn't hear anything I heard.
It's understandable.
Wow.
It's okay.
This kid could give 3 Fs about what you said.
Oh, of course.
Lovely,
they all get 3 Fs.
lovely how listening to the Pops this weekend, I love how the Pops said, he ain't me. We all know LeBron James has been butthurt in his life. I love LeBron James. Very happy he was here 4 years. Greatest 4 years in Heat history. Love him. Thank you. Second greatest player of all time. I don't even need to think about it. Done. But he always was a little bit like, oh, hope they like me, hope this and that. His kid couldn't give.
Yes, he's going to go home.
He doesn't care.
He's going to go home and play video games. Yes,
yeah, he's going to do that.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
He doesn't care.
Yes.
He doesn't need to be anything for a while.
After signing a $7.9 million contract, of course.
Which he doesn't even need.
He's a billionaire already.
Homie just bought a whole bunch of more games. Good for him.
He's a billionaire already.
He doesn't care. He's going to be a fine basketball player. He's going to be a good player. He's never going to be an all-star. Who cares? He's going to be serviceable. He's going to be whatever he's going to be.
4 points is serviceable?
First game in a summer league. Who cares?
Come on, coach.
Yeah. We're crowning him today.
The other guy scored 12.
We're crowning him today.
I'm not crowning anybody.
For the Heat, the guy that we drafted had an amazing weekend. 27 and 11. The next, Alonzo Mourning on our team, I'm being here. Amazing. Summer League, dude. They're playing against UPS drivers. Some are good, some are not. And, if that thinks you're going to make my point about if he only scored 4
They're
points.
playing against UPS drivers.
But those guys have been playing. Who cares? The kid came from, having a heart attack, almost dying.
The prince who was promised.
Yeah, it's totally, this ain't no Jon Snow, bro. Relax here, bro.
Again,
he's playing. His brother's probably going to be better than him. Great.
Oh, no, his brother's going to be a dude.
But, this is the funniest thing in the world to me. I think it's the coolest thing that he's going to play with his dad. Never happened before.
Santa was a free agent.
No.
Doesn't he?
Trapped him at 55. Guess what? He wanted to hear his name be called. And goddamn it, who cares? Nobody cares about the 55th. We care now because it's him.
Right.
I'm just going to always find this hilarious.
Because it's unheralded.
It's
unheralded.
This is leading Skip Bayless's show for half the show.
Oh, yeah. What a hater.
This is the funniest shit. Yeah, of course, because we gotta come down the tree of hating.
And then here we got Gil Bayless.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand.
I don't, again.
But
my problem is he does not deserve to be drafted.
He just hooked up someone else to be a free agent.
Because of his old man.
Correct.
That's it.
Don't matter.
He's getting $8 million of his old man.
Fantastic.
Now the other guys that are working hard, that bust their hump, that should be getting drafted, they're not because of this guy.
I think.
So that sucks. And I'm sorry. I know you guys are all about underdogs.
When has been playing sports being fair?
You guys are all about underdog.
There's so many issues where people are not being fair.
No, it's not about fair.
This is just
it's about being drafted. Because you deserve it.
Someone else.
Not because you're somebody's kid.
There's plenty of people that have deserved to be drafted.
Because your little guy swam faster than everybody else doesn't mean you deserve to be in the NBA. Or drafted, for that matter.
It's funny, right? Because he's talking about something. And, it's magnified. Yes, LeBron James' son, all that stuff. You don't... It's not talked about much in the NFL because, there's seven rounds. And they don't have the time to go all over it. The MLB draft, you don't hear it at all. But this happens in all of the major sports. And not in just superfluous ways. Just ridiculous ways where it's oh, yeah, I got drafted in the 35th round of the MLB draft. And it's a favor to the dude's uncle who works in the organization for 25 years. This happens all the time.
But again,
why wouldn't you take a chance on the second greatest player?
If you tell me that it's in the 7th round, the 8th round, to me, first 2 rounds are players. That's just my opinion. Usually the first 2 rounds are guys that can play.
Man, it's always
That's just the way I
it's
look
usually
at
the
it.
first 10 picks, and then everybody
Maybe
doesn't
I'm
care.
wrong.
About it.
Maybe
Yeah,
it really
I don't
is.
know.
No. But we're
Like you
we're
said,
talking.
nobody watches
all
the
I'm
second
saying.
round.
That's all I'm talking about.
You said the second round got televised.
But
It always is televised.
The second round's always televised.
It's always televised. But you said it was televised, meaning, did you know if it was televised? No. Why? Because the second round, nobody cares. So it's the 7th round for the NFL. It's the 35th for the MLB. Nobody cares. And it was 5 or 6 picks from the last pick of the draft. That's it. It doesn't matter. If he was picked number 5, because that's the only pick the Lakers had, we'd have a problem. I wouldn't be happy with a number 5 pick, a number 10 pick, a number 55th. Kid just want to hear his name.
Not a problem.
He's decent enough.
We'll be on Bronny Watch. I'll tell you that.
Toma.
We'll definitely be on Bronny
You're the only
Watch.
one on Bronny Watch, bro. Let us know how it goes.
I'm
gonna know.
sure.
I'm gonna know because I'll see the stats.
Because we do this show every week.
God, bro. I hope this kid doesn't have like a 20-point game, bro.
You know what's gonna be?
Because if he has a 20-point game, we're putting him in the Hall of Fame.
I got 8 crows.
We're
putting him in the Hall of Fame.
It's on me.
Come on.
No, it won't. And when we start,
But he's gonna be fine.
When we start streaming this show,
Yeah.
and we're gonna the Bronny cam. It's gonna be great.
I thought Gil liked the kids, man. I was always thinking
Gil liked the kids.
Gil loved the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Certain kids.
You don't like the kids.
He doesn't even like his own kids.
You don't like billionaire kids. That's the problem.
Certain
You
kids.
get too much. You're too
Certain
entitled.
kids. Certain
He
kids.
doesn't even like his own kids.
Shouldn't get drafted.
I do like my own kids.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certain days I don't, but I do like my own kids.
Not every second Wednesday of the month. Anyway.
You know what? I
Don't
want to
bring
talk
your own
about a
personal-
little
don't bring your
about
own
the Heat
personal
missing out
battle
on.
audio.
I want to talk about the Heat missing out on Mr. Rosen.
I
I was really liking that for the Heat, but Kings, man.
Here's the thing, and we said this off the air. The Raptors should have given that guy that poor guy a ring. Like he's
Half a ring, at least half a ring.
Yeah, he's the reason why they won that championship because they cashed in. Hey, here you go, have that guy, and we'll take everything you got. And but yeah, man, like you think it gets them, it turns Sacramento into a
Sacramento was
contender?
a 3 seed 2 years ago. Last year they were trying to get in. They got in the little 7-10. They got players. Is it going to take them over the hump? Probably not, but it's going to get them again in the mix.
Right.
And once again, for a franchise that didn't have nothing for a long time, just being in the mix is huge.
It's important.
Huge.
Correct.
They want, I think, a new arenas, things like that. They want that he's a great player. I wanted him on the Heat, obviously, for a lot of reasons. They're going to be better. The West is stacked, so I don't know where they're going to be.
How much? I don't know how much better, but they're going to be better.
They're going to be better. They could be
in the
better.
Mix. Yeah, they'll be in the mix. It just won't be a championship.
You know what I'm
team.
saying? Exactly.
He doesn't make them a championship team.
Yeah, like they got to have a Dallas Maverick kind of run, and teams get upset for them probably to win it all. But once again, I like Fox a lot. So I mean, you got a good young core. See what happens.
Yeah, and that again, it's West Coast. They don't get as much pub. They're in a small market.
The Warriors are basically dropping out, right? You got certain teams you see they're kind of folding back and dropping them. You're not going to see them anymore. But like I said, the young teams, the Minnesotas, OKCs, Denver's still going to be there. The Mavs now with Clay.
He's also 34 years old. So that, again, he does have a ceiling already.
Yeah. I'd say 2 to 3 years of maybe prime him, whatever that is left.
Yeah. Yeah, but that might be enough to stem the tide there for him.
Once again, anybody gets out of the West, you just got to worry about the Celtics, basically. So
there it is.
The Heat did sign one of their own.
Ooh.
That was they picked up. They signed Haywood Highsmith back to the roster. They gave him another contract.
Oh, championship!
He had a decent year last year. I think he hit almost 40% from 3-point range. So again, that's where we're at. They also signed Kevin Love. Re-signed him back to the team. So
snoozer. We
shall see how that works out.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they may sneak into the playoffs on grit alone, but I don't see much else happening there. First round exit. Sorry, Heat fans. It is what it is. Yeah. I think we're gonna be right back with segment 2. And we're back with segment 2 of the Summer Blitz. We're gonna jump right in with Copa America and the Euro finals. Grizz, been fired up about this for a couple weeks already. Give it to us.
Oh, my soccer expertise
Yes,
talk?
correct.
Oh, yeah, that I told you how excited I was?
Yes.
All right, let's get ready. Which we're talking the Spanish ones, right?
Copa,
Okay,
Copa,
those-
la Copa,
La
la
Copa.
Oh,
Copa.
the cool thing is, you got Brazil got knocked out in the quarters. That's a rarity to their rival Uruguay. But all signs are I'm seeing the Colombians taking this. These Colombians are hot right now.
Interesante.
No, it's gonna
Argent-
be. It's tomorrow with today's game.
Yeah,
Argentina should beat Canada.
they should. The
And then you
Canadians,
have
I don't know what you're
Uruguay
doing
and
here.
Colombia
This
tomorrow.
is Copa America.
Again,
out
Uruguay
of
has been playing very well too.
Very well.
That's
But I'm
going to be a
saying-
great game tomorrow.
The Colombians, though, I'm telling you, they're back. I don't know what they're snorting these days, but they're back.
They're back.
And Colombia versus Argentina sounds like a just delicious matchup.
Oh yeah,
Either one of those two
they,
against
they hate
Argentina.
each
No,
other.
I'm saying either if it's
But yes, I
Uruguay.
agree.
You just love these South American countries. They bring the passion. It's Copa America.
It's a
time.
different flair.
It's kind of like the European conquistadors versus the tribal
And
country.
it's funny because if you take a look at it, the soccer styles are so different between the European teams and the Hispanic teams or the Copa teams. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, the World Cup 2 years ago, France and Argentina, it was so exactly what you're talking about. Two of the opposites that attracted and gave us one of the
great
best matches ever. I would think.
Great match.
yeah.
Oh, that's it. I got it.
So now
Right now,
we're
that
going
was-
to go from that into the Euro Cup.
Euro Cup.
The Euro to
Which
me is a
now
little
today,
bit more. I think has been
The
way more fun.
Spaniards, were able
Yeah.
to pull off the upset of Mbappe and France.
I don't know if I'd say. I think Spain was maybe by the numbers, but I've heard all tournament Spain the best team. Spain the best.
Yeah,
team.
I mean,
like
listen,
today they said Spain the better team won. They're
it may be
they've been on
be
fire.
an upset by like what we're talking about, betting and lines and stuff like that. But we're talking about two.
France
like,
has been in the finals for the World Cup the last couple of
World
years.
And that's
powers.
what I was alluding to. that
World powers.
France has been one of the top teams where
Yes.
Spain has underperformed the
Correct.
last 3 or 4 cups.
Yes.
The last 2 or 3 Euro Cups, they've underperformed as well. Spain has not played well at all.
I think they were going
France
through their
is-
transition though of their
You-
better
you could
players.
be
were-
right.
Their better players were getting a little older. I've seen the fresh young 16-year-old youngest kid to ever score in the Euros. He's I think the one that got the game winner. Yamal.
Listen,
Yamal.
Yeah, man.
that and that's the scary part,
Yeah.
right? Because they're
16.
yeah. Well, that's right. That's the thing. Like when you see these great teams, that's usually how it happens. Like, oh, that kid's gonna be a stud in a couple years, and the next thing you know,
know.
like how Spain was. Let's call it 5 to 10 years ago, where they had just all those dudes played together.
Here's the thing.
For it felt like 3 or 4 World Cups.
The thing with Spain is that people didn't like about them. I think I wasn't a fan of this. Even like I said, I'm not a fan of soccer, but this is why I'm not a fan. They were the holding the ball all game type of team, not a scoring. That's why I'm saying like they score one, you were done. Like they're just
a
going to
wrap.
stop you.
Yeah.
But like they're cool with going 0-0 penalties. Like it's just not entertaining.
By the way, if you watch any soccer this weekend, the penalties the other day
Yeah, it's been
were,
crazy.
were amazing.
Yeah, it's
I
been
mean, just amazing.
the entire Euros has been penalties. It's been amazing.
That was UEFA being like, hey, let's spice this thing up.
Hey, but there have been. I'm gonna say this: the last minute of a lot of these games have been coming down to great goal scoring. Like right the last minute, the Germany-Spain game before this was awesome. That's why I'm saying Spain is taking on Germany, France, the big names, and now they're waiting for England and the Netherlands once again. It's either one of those is going to make this final just amazing. Once again, pulling for the Dutch, several reasons. But who doesn't want themselves a little Holland to win? You know what I'm saying? You got to love the Dutch. That's all I'm saying.
Gotta love the Dutch.
I'm not a fan of the English. They ruled us once. Not cool. You know what I'm saying?
Heard.
The Brits can be a little bit snap. If right now at the same time Wimbledon's playing, we'll talk about that in a minute. But these English people, they perturb me. I'm more. I would like a little
Who
20.
is this guy?
A little
Where did we
2010.
get this guy
I don't
from?
know. Who knows?
They perturb you.
The 2010 rematch of the World Cup that Spain won against the Dutch. That's what I'm pulling for.
Super dope.
I would like.
I think you're gonna get England. I think England.
Think English?
I think England will
The
win
Brits?
tomorrow.
Analytics over here.
No analytics. It's just the way they've been playing. England has been playing pretty good as well.
Yes.
They're one of the stronger teams. They always make nice runs. So again, I just think
But they always come up short.
in the World Cup, yes,
They are always
do.
a
They do.
shortcomings type of team.
That's what she
They
said.
do.
What? Anyway, going from the pitch
She said
to
short,
the
not
court
quickly.
that also has grass on it. Wimbledon.
Let me tell you.
Talk to us.
Carlitos.
Let me tell you.
Carlitos.
Well, Carlito's been amazing, but Wimbledon overall, 35 5-set matches. It's a record. Plethora of 0-2 comebacks.
Hey, plus, who is this guy?
Plethora.
What the hell have you done with the
Listen,
Grizz?
I got into the dictionary
What
this
is
weekend and I
going
found
on with
some
this
words.
guy?
I don't have much to
Some
say
words.
right now because
Holy
I'm a little
crap.
I'm a little
Listen, I'm taking-
I don't know, I'm a little
Perturb,
taken aback.
Plethora.
Just use
What the F is going on?
Not even so much of that. He's talking
No.
tennis,
Listen.
Oh, you don't know about the Grizz.
which is
The
a follow up to his soccer.
The Grizz has been
His football.
No. The football, I don't do much football, but I'll tell you, I've been watching tennis since I was a wee little Grizz. Waking up instead of Saturday morning cartoons, little Sunday morning cartoons.
Breakfast at
Breakfast at
Wimbledon, baby.
a chappy
That's
Grizz.
right.
Who doesn't like a little bit of the
Yes.
channels, NBC, little, that little ting, 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 the little, I don't know. I know the NBA one, but the Wimbledon
A
breakfast.
little
woo.
Wimbledon? Little breakfast at
we used-
Wimbledon. Yes,
little
sir.
remember little Dick Emberg in the morning?
Yes, sir.
Woo.
Yes, sir.
Not only football, man, he brought us some great tennis.
Yes.
But let me tell you.
Agreed with Chrissy Everett.
With Chrissy Everett.
Not
And
to
she's-
mention, I saw her play in some Wimbledon. So
And she's
you
still
know.
around calling games.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I love me some McEnroes
Can
on
I
the
tell you
clock.
that's the greatest thing now is to see John McEnroe as a commentator.
Oh, amazing. Him
That
and his
guy was
brother
such a
together are
brat.
fantastic.
And now
But
all
the
of a
guy's
sudden,
knowledge is
No.
amazing.
And
Thanks.
now all of a sudden, the guy is like, it's incredible.
Which was great today. I
Oh,
think
great player as well.
during the Isner, it wasn't the Isner match, the Skinner match today versus Medvedev.
Medvedev.
They both were on the call with Nick Krios, which is basically the John McEnroe of
The
today.
bad boy.
Yeah, the bad boy of today. So it
more
was
like
good
a
to hear
clown.
him talk on the call too. But that, for instance, that was another
A 5-set. That was a
fantastic
5-set.
five-setter,
Great
upset
match.
of the number one guy.
Great match.
I mean, you gotta love it. The tennis is
Can I
such
tell
an
you that
amazing sport.
right now, tennis is back to really having some young lions.
You don't know who's going to break through.
playing.
I
Well,
agree.
you do.
Well,
Carlos is the best guy.
You just
Carlos
have-
is the best guy, but you do have a Skinner,
Listen.
Medvedev. There's 3 or 4 other guys that will pull up an upset once in a blue moon. Okay, but
you don't
Carlitos
have.
will
Listen,
be the.
you do
the
not
main guy.
have the 15 to 20 year dominance of the
Right.
big three.
Right.
You have now. It's gonna have the Sinner's gonna be there, Carlito's gonna be there, a couple other young up and coming guys, but that's not gonna happen again. The Jokers, the Federers, the Nadals. We just saw the retirement of Andy Murray, who should have been part of that.
Hey, guy had
That
to
guy
get a
was
new-
like
a
in
new
10
hip.
finals. Yeah, he needed a new hip, but
He was the
before he
Dustin
was that.
Poirier of tennis.
Let me tell you.
because he just ran into a buzzsaw.
He was. I always was a big Murray fan. He was just. I mean,
Bad timing.
talk about bad timing.
Bad timing.
Any other
it really
era, that guy
does.
wins 15.
So that's
Any other-
that is a great point that you guys bring up. If anyone you guys are into reading or whatever, there's a book that talks about that. Like it literally just comes down to when you were born.
Yeah. Poor Charles Barkley and Patrick Ewing, they had to be born during the Michael Jordan era. It's unfortunate sometimes not everybody can win it. And that's why, we have to look back and say the Dan Marinos, those guys that have no titles, the Barkley, like there's going to be the slippage of a few greats that don't win a
Yeah,
title.
the book is called Malcolm. It's by Malcolm Gladwell. Outliers.
Great book, then.
It literally it talks about exactly that. Like all of the
Andy-
outliers that we
I'm
see.
telling you.
I'm looking now at the
Just
matchups for tomorrow.
born in the right
So
time.
I'm telling you.
if Fritz and Djokovic, Fritz will have to go through the Joker to get to the final. That's
No doubt. That's going to be an
gonna be a
amazing,
tough one. It's gonna be a tough one.
amazing. And
And I tell you, the Joker has bounced back
I love the Joker.
from his
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
a knee
he had a
Let me tell you.
meniscus surgery like
3 weeks ago,
30
3
days
weeks
ago or some
3
crazy.
to 4 weeks ago.
Joker almost was going to be Murray because he couldn't get through these guys. And when he finally cracked the Federer and Nadal code, now that's why he's the GOAT.
Yes,
The guy is, I love Djokovic so much, especially the last match.
It's funny.
He
'cause
was upset at the crowd because they kept going, Rune, who was his opponent.
right.
But he took it as boo. And then he goes, no. I know they were going Rune, but that's just another way for them to boo me. And you want to be those disrespectful fans, that's fine. This ain't my first time. The way he just told those guys to go shove it, I love it. Tell him to shove. It's fine. The guy is super respectful to everybody else, but I just think he's a realist.
Oh, when he lost to Carlos, I don't know if it was the French Open or
I think it was the French.
I think it was the French Open. He was super.
I don't know. He'll give you your flowers. He will let you know.
He told them, and he was like, "Man, this kid's the
ultimate respect. You got to believe you're the best at all times.
Correct.
But if you're beaten by someone, you give him respect. You
and
beat
it's
the
funny,
best.
like you say, he's the GOAT, right? But people hate him.
That's what I'm saying.
He's not liked,
because he tells it how it is. People don't like that.
He's a tough guy.
People don't like that.
I like him a lot.
When he won his 24th at the U.S. Open and he was wearing the Kobe shirt because he was very close to Kobe. He's got that mentality, man. He's just, you know what I'm saying? I don't care. Remember, it's just, like I said, I love LeBron, but LeBron doesn't have that. Joker doesn't care.
Yeah.
He tells you, I'm the best. Deal with it. What does it matter to you? It doesn't matter. Look at my game. I love that. Back it up. If you can back it up, you have the right to express yourself.
Express yourself.
And he doesn't, to me, I don't think he does it in such a way where, like, you should just automatically hate him. Everybody's going to hate you. Everybody wants to tear down the people at the top. That's what we do. It's only human. It's in our blood.
It's what we do. It's what we do.
And I'll switch it up real quick to the ladies Wimbledon. It's been okay too. The number one got ousted again. Coco unfortunately lost.
Golf got.
You know what I'm saying?
Can I tell you, I don't like when she whines. She's too much of a whiner.
I mean, that's indicative of this generation. That's what it is. It's what it is, unfortunately.
That's what it is. I'm not going to go there because, you know,
this is going to open up Pandora's box.
It's just what they do. I don't need to.
No, I mean, I'm just saying.
It is what it is.
Certain tennis players deal with things certain ways. I just don't like when they whine, especially to their box. They're like, "What do I do? What am I doing? What is it?"
Wasn't she like she was like doing sign language with her coach or something like that, and like some weird that's like frowned upon, or they didn't used to do it, but now they can.
It's a tough sport because remember, you have a team, your coaches, but it's you. It's always on you. You're gonna make mistakes. It's
one of
the pressure,
right?
You know, she's an up and coming young star that has been given. You know, she's for obvious reasons the next Serena and all this. And once again, take your time, let them grow. You're always looking for the next one, and she's been already appointed. There's other women. The girl that beat her, another U.S. star, they're up and coming. So like, the women's game is starting to find theirs. I just don't know. Swiatek is her name?
Swiatek. Yes,
she was starting to become. Is she going to dominate the sport? She just doesn't have Wimbledon down yet. So they're looking for that because, like I said, I think the men's game has been amazing for 20 years. And the rising stars, once again, give it to me, man. This weekend's going to be phenomenal. Phenomenal tennis. I hope they're all 5-setters. Agreed.
Can't argue with the Grizz on this one.
Well, there you have it.
By the way, at this time, Argentina's up 2-0, so it looks like Argentina's on their way to the final.
It's a wrap. And
we do have a little UFC this weekend.
Whoa, okay.
Rose Namajunas is fighting against Tracy Cortez.
The Rose.
An up-and-comer. We'll see what the Rose can do.
Will she bloom again?
Man, she says so many emotions, so much emotional
she's
baggage.
Up and down, man. Like, Thug Rose is she could be a thug, or she just wilts, if you will.
One of the Bonfim brothers is fighting as well, Gabriel. He's the better one of the two. Excellent fighter. So that's going to be a good one there. I don't know too much about the undercard. Don't know too many names. We'll have to take a look at it and see who looks the best and who moves forward as we continue to go.
Hey, baby. Looking forward to it. Gentlemen, I think that does it for the Summer Blitz on Two Coaches, One Grizz. Again, we're getting there. We're setting it up. We're going to be streaming pretty soon here. Going to be on YouTube. You're going to see our ugly faces. That should be fun. You're going to be able to actually interact with us live while we're streaming. That's going to be super exciting. It's going to bring a lot more intensity, a lot more spontaneity to the show. That's going to be, I'm very much looking forward to it. May get some ringers on here as well, but look out for that. All right, it's in production. You will see that soon. So, with that being said,
before we go, one more time, Bronny sucks. Thank you guys. Appreciate you.
Okay. On that note, 2 coaches, 1 Grizz. Out.